Let's go Dolphins. The AFC playoff picture is taking shape, and for Miami Dolphins fans, there's a lot of anticipation as Week 13 approaches. While the Dolphins weren't the focal point of AFC action last week, the ripple effects from other games are setting the stage for what could be a critical stretch for Miami. It's not just about the standings, it's about momentum, missed opportunities, and how teams around the league are shaping the narrative heading into the most critical weeks of the season. Before we go any further, I want to hear from you. Do you believe we'll make the playoffs? If so, hit that like button hard. And if possible, write something like, "I believe, go Dolphins." Me too, man. I have a lot of faith in our team's potential. We have some important things to talk about right now. Let's talk about the Houston Texans first. CJ Stroud is one of the most exciting rookie quarterbacks in recent memory, but his Texans team can't seem to close out games. The Texans have struggled all season to score points in the second half, with their defense often outperforming their offense in recent games. Against the Titans, that same trend continued, leaving fans frustrated and wondering if they have what it takes to remain competitive. Now, why does this matter to Dolphins fans? The Texans are one of the AFC teams trying to make a run at it, and if they can find a way to fix those second-half issues, they could make a dent in the playoff picture. Shifting focus to Kansas City, the Chiefs remain one of the biggest threats in the AFC, but they're not without their flaws. Their defensive pass rush has been alarmingly ineffective, with Chris Jones failing to record a sack in 7 consecutive games. They barely scraped by against a struggling Carolina team, relying on Patrick Mahomes and the offense to bail them out once again. For Miami, that's significant. Should the Dolphins face the Chiefs again, the key could be exploiting this defensive vulnerability. Mahomes and the Chiefs can score, but if their defense remains this inconsistent, Miami's offense could capitalize when it matters most. Now, let's address the Patriots. This is a team that's spiraling, and their collapse has implications for Miami's divisional hopes. New England suffered yet another embarrassing loss, plagued by undisciplined play and penalties, 10 of them, to be exact, in their most recent game. Their offensive line is in shambles, their coaching adjustments are non-existent, and their once-feared defense is a shell of itself. For Dolphins fans, this is good news. A crumbling Patriots team removes one more divisional distraction and gives Miami an opportunity to assert dominance in the AFC East. Speaking of dominance, let's turn to Baltimore. The Ravens have been a curious case. They lead the league in penalties, racking up over 100 through 12 games, yet they're still finding ways to win. Last week, they secured a victory against the Chargers by staying committed to their game plan and converting key third downs. Lamar Jackson continues to play at an MVP level, leading the league in several statistical categories, including total touchdowns and passer rating. Dolphins fans should take note. Baltimore's ability to overcome mistakes and grind out wins makes them a legitimate threat. If Miami wants to solidify its place in the upper echelon of the AFC, they'll need to prove they can handle teams like the Ravens come playoff time. Finally, let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Who saw this coming? After a disastrous start to the season, the Broncos have turned things around with a 6-game win streak, led by improved play from Russell Wilson and savvy coaching by Sean Payton. They're currently in the 7th seed of the playoff race. But here's the kicker. They're not just scraping by. Denver's wins are starting to feel convincing, and they're positioning themselves as a team no one wants to face in the postseason. For the Dolphins, Denver's resurgence is both a warning and an opportunity. If they continue this trajectory, they could force a matchup that might not have seemed threatening just a few weeks ago. Let's not forget the AFC rookie race. CJ Stroud and others, like Denver's young stars, are pushing for recognition, and it adds another layer to what's shaping up to be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Miami's roster isn't short on star power either, and how these young players develop could be a deciding factor in the playoffs. Now, it's your turn. With so much happening in the AFC, what do you think is the biggest storyline heading into Week 13? Should the Dolphins be more concerned about Kansas City's inconsistency, Baltimore's resilience, or Denver's hot streak? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned as we dive deeper into what this week's matchups could mean for Miami's playoff chances. The playoff race in the AFC is as unpredictable as ever, and for the Miami Dolphins, every win counts as they aim to secure not just a playoff berth, but a favorable seeding. But with the current chaos across the conference, One thing is clear, no one is safe, and every team has weaknesses that can be exploited. Take the Jacksonville Jaguars, for example. Trevor Lawrence has been a cornerstone of their offense, showcasing his ability to lead game-winning drives. But even his brilliance can't completely mask their inconsistencies. Jacksonville's offensive line has struggled to protect him, allowing pressure on nearly 40% of his dropbacks. And while their defense has improved in stopping the run, they still have difficulty containing dynamic passing offenses. For the Dolphins, who boast one of the most explosive passing attacks in the league, this is a potential advantage if these teams meet down the line. However, Jacksonville's ability to force turnovers, one of the best in the league, makes them a wild card. Any matchup against them would hinge on Miami's discipline and Tua Tagovailoa's precision under pressure. Then there's the Buffalo Bills. Oh, Buffalo. What looked like a promising season has turned into a roller coaster of inconsistency. Josh Allen is undeniably talented, but his decision-making has been a point of concern, leading the league in turnovers this season. Despite this, Buffalo remains a dangerous opponent because of their explosive potential. Their offense can rack up points quickly, and their defense, even with injuries, continues to make game-changing plays. For Dolphins fans, the Bills represent the ultimate what-if team. If they figure out their issues, they could disrupt the standings, but if their inconsistencies persist, they might just fade out of contention altogether. The Pittsburgh Steelers are another team worth watching. Despite a stagnant offense that has struggled to find rhythm under Kenny Pickett, their defense is keeping them alive. TJ Watt and the Steelers' pass rush have been relentless, forcing opposing quarterbacks into mistakes and keeping Pittsburgh in games they might otherwise lose. However, their inability to sustain drives offensively makes them vulnerable. For Miami, a potential matchup against Pittsburgh would be a test of patience and efficiency. The Dolphins' ability to exploit mismatches on offense while avoiding turnovers would be critical in a game like this. Cincinnati, on the other hand, is a team that has been derailed by injuries. Joe Burrow's absence has left the Bengals scrambling for answers, and while their defense continues to fight hard, it's clear they've lost their spark. This is significant for Miami, as a weakened Bengals team could mean one less obstacle in the AFC playoff picture. Still, underestimating Cincinnati would be a mistake, as their coaching staff has proven they can adapt when needed. And let's not forget about the Cleveland Browns. With one of the league's most dominant defenses, Cleveland has been able to stay competitive despite inconsistency at quarterback. Myles Garrett is having a Defensive Player of the Year caliber season, and their secondary has been locking down opposing receivers. For Miami, this poses an interesting challenge. The Dolphins' high-powered offense thrives on creating mismatches, but Cleveland's defense has been effective at neutralizing star players. If these two teams were to face off, it could very well come down to whether Miami's offensive line can hold up against Cleveland's relentless pass rush. Ultimately, what this all means for the Dolphins is that the road to the playoffs